feels to me, then fucking hell, that was my 87th time shitting myself. I always get scared, like, especially when, like I was mentioning earlier, hi guys, like I was saying to you earlier, when it's extra hot outside, which is obviously like the summer months, as I'm sure you all know, when it's extra hot outside, they obviously pump more air conditioning into the rooms. Don't all pass out. Hello. And so the kind of the flow of the air changes, right? So during Love in the Dark, hi cutie, during Love in the Dark, the fog doesn't really do what it's supposed to do when it's hot here in Vegas because it blows the other way. And then I'm like, what if the fire blows the other way and like sets some fake air extensions on fire? I get frightened. Also, even though this is my 87th show, even though it's my 87th show, hello everybody! Even though this is the 87th show, I sort of forget just how hot it is each night when that fire is right behind me. But anyway, I'm okay, I survived. So an old thing that I used to do, oh I was so thirsty. An old thing that I used to do when we first started the show, up until I would say, when did I stop doing it? Probably like January? When I stopped. So up until, the beginning of the year, I used to spot somebody that I would want to talk to the minute I came on stage. Basically, it's just someone who's acting like they're at like a Lady Gaga concert, but actually at my show. And I actually found him, I actually saw him. He's somewhere, oh no, I think he's all around there, I'll spot him though. But I would always make my beeline for that person that I would spot from the minute I came out to sing hello. And I would ask them lots of questions, I get to know them a little bit. And I would end the conversation with what is one of your favourite memories from when you were younger? And obviously, it's kind of a normal question, but it's also a very big question. And in the past, when I've asked people it, sometimes it's a very heavy question for a lot of people, and they feel very comfortable to tell me, and also 4,500 people, their heavy core memory from when they were a child. Which is amazing and sticks with you forever when they do it. And you kind of end up taking it on as sort of, well often it's kind of a little bit of a sad one, so it kind of comes on you as a bit of one of your sad core memories. Sometimes people don't know what to say at all, so they don't say anything at all, but it's fine. And then often it's always grandparents, which is a lot of my favourite memories from when I was younger. Riding bicycles, learning to ride a bike, which I think is very cute. I do not remember learning to ride mine, but I probably couldn't ride one today. But I've known in my childhood I rode them without stabilisers. And a lot of them are to do with pets, lessons of pets and things like that, which I have lots of those memories as well. And then often there's a lot of tears and I sweat a lot during that part of the show because I've just come off stage with the fire. So there's a lot of like, just bodily stuff that's going on. And I was convinced it was making me sick because like I keep telling you during the show, I don't see anybody else and I don't leave my fucking house other than to come to Vegas. So I was sick for so much of this residency that I started to be like, maybe it's us like bonding at the show. You know, like the cool fan that like thinks they're at Lady Gaga's show but it's actually at mine. And so I haven't been like getting up and close like the people since then, but I do miss it terribly because, like I said, I don't need the fucking house, so I need some human contact. But I mean, I do get it from my partner, obviously. Making it sound like I'm a sort of, I don't know, because a cat lady. I am, but you know, I have my man and my son. But anyway, I would always, that always leads me on to a favourite memory of mine from when I was younger. Now tonight is my 87th memory. I know. It seemed like a really good idea on opening night. To be like, let's do a new memory every night. It's a bit tedious now, 87, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's really hard to like exactly know what one, all week I think about it and I stress about it before, especially before the Friday night show. I'm like, what could my memory be? And I always want to give a good one, but I can't lie. By number 87, I am scraping the barrel a little bit. Because I also don't want to give you bad memories. I have plenty of those. Not that my bad memories outweigh my good ones necessarily, but I am very pessimistic and I'm very much, and always been, and always will be, a half, you know, glass half empty, not full kind of guy. So earlier before I came on stage, when we were just waiting just off the side of the stage, I could hear you all, and I was having like my final touch-ups and stuff. Ooh. We got on to talking about claustrophobia. Not that any of us were claustrophobic in that moment, but somehow that's where the conversation went. And then I was like, well, not as claustrophobic as when I used to get on the stage in that box. And everyone was like, what box? So on my last tour, which was many moons ago, it had a main stage, you know, like that, and then it had a beat stage. But there was no stage in between the stage and the beat stage. It was just a little aisle and fans. And I wanted to start the show out in the crowd. Did anyone come to my 2016? So remember in Hello, everyone would be looking at those giant eyes, and then suddenly I appeared behind them. To get there, obviously, I couldn't walk through the crowd, so I was like, oh, just put me in a flight case. So for those of you that don't know what a flight case is in terms of like a production, it's just a box that you put equipment in. So I was like, they'll never know. So they put me in there and had a little chair in it, and I'd get in like with me dressed in crystals and all that, and then had a little iPad in there because I do get very claustrophobic. It was my idea, by the way, to do the box. Just to this way, it was my idea. Originally, it was a laying down flat one, and then I got in it. I was like, this feels like a coffin, and like I'm dead. So let's do one where I sit in it. And the iPad, you know, it would have just things to like, you know, a little message from my son or things like that. And we did a lot of shows, we did 130, 40 shows. So in the end, they had to put what city we were in because it does become a blur when you're playing arenas. You think you're in the same place all the time, which is why Vegas works perfectly for me. I always know where I'm at. Anyway, at one time in Copenhagen, by the way, quick disclaimer, Copenhagen in Denmark on the last tour many moons ago was actually top 2 shows of the entire tour around the world, right? So before I get into what I'm going to say, I wanted to give you a compliment. So it was a standing arena show rather than a seated one. This story is very long, but I've really got to set it up, okay? To be honest, I don't know if it's going anywhere that you'll want it to go, but like I said, I'm really scraping about all these days, so show it, etc. And so they were pushing this flight case through a standing arena crowd, and some fucking dickhead fucking figured out that I was inside that fucking box. Because where they were standing, obviously they couldn't just go down an aisle like this, they had to like take their time, so I started panicking, right? So obviously through the little air vents, hello on FaceTime with a newborn baby. Sorry, I'll be more quiet. And I started screaming through the air vents, let me out, and this guy realised I was in it. So then it took about 25 minutes to get to the B stage and everyone was banging on the box from the outside. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being inside a pitch black box with just an iPad saying you're in Copenhagen? With like 10,000 people banging on the box and you can't see them. Don't you think that's horrible? Can you imagine? I was like, are you real fans? That's what I was thinking. If you're convinced I'm in here, why would you be doing such a thing? And then, from then on, everyone figured out that I was in the box. So they went and started doing stadiums. Again, everyone started banging on the box. So I'm not going in a fucking box for Munich, just so you know, because I'm not being banged on. Anyway, that was my favourite. Claustrophobic. Love the Danish, love Copenhagen. It's one of my favourite cities in the world. Genuinely, if you haven't been, you should go. And on that note, this is when we go.